This news update is brought to you by
This is the 7 a.m. Barbados Today update for Tuesday, July the 15th, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. A pleasant good morning to you. We start with not so good news, however. It's that Barbadians have been put on notice that they may have to pay more for agricultural produce. And Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul, is blaming the possible hike on government's controversial Municipal Solid Waste Tax if it's implemented. Paul says he'll be making representation to the Frontier Steward administration on behalf of farmers who too will be adversely affected by the levy.
Most likely those prices might be passed on. Although I will tell you, look, Barbados, we don't operate in a separate world. We know that farmers compete. And irrespective of, I hear sometimes economists talk about the fact that, our local poultry industry is a monopoly. There's no monopoly. Because to the extent you have substitutes existing between poultry and pork, or for instance, poultry and corned beef that imported, see, what people don't understand is that there's always an imported substitute in some other form that is there on the shelves that consumers can choose. So when a farmer chooses to price a product, he bears that in mind.
And students at the University of the West Indies who may have to abandon their studies because they can't find the new tuition fees to pay now have yet another possible way out. The option is being provided by a small group of U.S. and Barbados businesses, which will today launch a global initiative and fundraising campaign dubbed Operation Tuition Pay, or OTP. The project is designed to empower university students to earn the money they need to pay their tuition fees by working online and or offline as sales and marketing affiliates for various commercial services. The primary service which the students will market or sell is a world-class mobile marketing platform service. An official website for the initiative has been created, as well as a separate site where students will be able to access sales and marketing materials and obtain guidance on how to promote or market the service to business in and outside of Barbados. Public sector workers who survived recent layoffs are learning how to cope thanks to an employee assistance program spearheaded by the Public Sector Reform Department. The department has enlisted the services of Network Service Center to provide counseling and advice to workers. Senior counseling psychologist Anderson Kelman tells Barbados Today workers who remain on the job can be affected by depression and anxiety, which impact their productivity. He says the program will assess workers and help them improve their performance.
There is the sense whereby persons have expanded roles because there's less manpower, and therefore they have to do more. And so unless persons are really engaged, then we can have a major gap between what is expected and where they are in terms of productivity, which can then undermine whatever gains they would have made in the reduction of the wage bill.
In sports now, St. Leonard's boys are into the July 18th final of the Barbados Cricket Association Under-19 Cricket Tournament. Yesterday, they beat Harrison College in their own backyard by 11 runs in a nail-biting contest to set up a meeting with either Combermere or Lodge, who will face off tomorrow in the second semi-final.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
In regional news, officials from Jamaica and the United States are to meet later this month to discuss the recently released Trafficking in Persons report, which downgraded Jamaica to the Tier 2 watch list. Being placed on the Tier 2 watch list means that Jamaica is not doing enough to comply with the minimum standards to eliminate trafficking of people, but has taken steps to address the problem. Among other things, the 2014 report said despite legislative changes, the government did not demonstrate evidence it increased efforts to address human trafficking over the previous reporting period. The report also cited concerns about the lack of convictions and claimed that Jamaican officials are complicit in human trafficking. And finally, on the international scene, the British boss of a FIFA partner firm being investigated over alleged illegal World Cup ticket sales has surrendered to a judge in Brazil. Police had tried to arrest Ray Whelan 5 days ago, but he was not at his exclusive Rio de Janeiro hotel. Whelan, director of Match Hospitality, denies any wrongdoing. An international gang is suspected of acting at as many as 4 World Cups, earning about $90 million or £52 million per tournament. That's been the 7 a.m. Barbados Today update. You can join us again at noon. But in the meantime, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper or like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a great day.
This news update is brought to you by